this is a hard lesson that a lot of Americans had to learn, is that trucking hits every aspect of the U.S. economy. If trucks aren't moving, the economy shuts down. And thankfully, our truck drivers all across this nation, about 3.6 million of them, did heroic work over the. I mean, they always do heroic work, but people actually finally started to see that and see how important trucking is. And then, I guess in terms of what you do, have you seen an increased interest in people trying to enter this field?
I'm going to be completely honest, Zach. I think as an industry, we need to do a lot better job of getting the message out there, because there are, the blue collar industry is, everybody knows they're the backbone of our economy. Everybody knows that nothing is done unless it starts. Like, I get it, from a white collar perspective, the financing and everything comes first. But the first brick is laid by the blue collar industry, and the last light bulb is installed by the blue collar industry before stuff goes to market. And they don't get the attention they deserve. I'm a big sports guy, so I always say it like this. The blue collar industry is the offensive line in football. They take a ton of beating, get none of the recognition, but the people who are out there, the decision makers, they know who the real hard workers are in this country. And it's like, I mean, I'm blue collar to the core, man. At the end of the day, everybody I know, all the people that I like, they're all in the blue collar industry. And the thing is it's like, people don't realize how much money you can actually make. Doing this. You can be an electrician and be a multimillionaire, you know?
Absolutely. These are, one of the big things is we need to even change the way we refer to them. They're not jobs, they're careers.
Correct. They're entrepreneurs, they're business owners, they're all of that.
Exactly. And you build a great lifestyle for yourself, for your family. You get to have such a level of freedom. And another big thing is you're not saddled with debt. I mean, to leave a 4-year college right now, even state schools, you're in debt, and private schools, forget about it. You're never getting out from under that.
It's an extremely uphill battle. I mean, I know that because I had to do and I went to a state school. Like, I didn't go to a private school. I couldn't afford it. I had to go the tech school route. I went the 2-year trade school. I got my associates in management, and then I went to a state school and got my bachelor's degree in management. And there's a lot of people out there. And like, that's what I loved about doing the 2-year school, is all of my instructors were in the business world. They were all active in it. This was like their way of giving back to that blue collar community. And I think that, from a driver's perspective though, and this is one thing that I stress to everybody who I speak to, if you want to curb this driver shortage or whatever you want to call it, to be honest with you, Zach, there's been a driver shortage every year that I've been in this industry.
I know.
But we need to stop thinking of the driver as what we did back in the 70s and 80s when my dad was driving. We need to now, like, these 21 to 25-year-olds, what do they like? How do we market that to them? The sleepers in trucks now have every capability of a New York City. I mean, you live in New York City. They have more capabilities in a New York City apartment, for God's sakes,
without a doubt. In fact, I might have to upgrade to a sleeper, because having, been living in this spending all my days in this apartment the last year, it's a bit rough. I think it might be time for a change of scenery.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Zach. So it's like, we need to do that as an industry. We need to market to that demographic of people, because, like, there are plenty of 21 to 25-year-olds. And I think if 2020 taught us anything, there are a lot of people who want that quote unquote nomad lifestyle where they don't need to be, they're out there traveling anyways. Instead of having them drive around in a van, let's find those individuals to drive a truck and let them know, like, hey, you can be your social media influencer from the cab of your truck, and you can explore the world, not the world, but the continental United States.
Yep. And you're making great money.
Correct.
Doing what you love. I mean, that's one of the things people love to say, like, oh, well, if money didn't matter, I'd be a travel writer. What a great job a travel writer would be. And to your point, Instagram influencers, it's like, well, cool thing about trucking, you could actually do that and get paid more than you could possibly imagine to serve this necessary function for the U.S. economy and live your glorious lifestyle. It's a win for everybody.
And that's exactly it, is because especially in our space, like, the term influencer is new to trucking. So it's like there is such a market share for some group of individuals who want to come in and establish themselves as an influencer, whatever you want to call them, to put content out there and document that. And that is what's going to attract these younger demographic of individuals into our space, and not just on the driver's side. You know, you could say even on the warehousing side, the broker sides, we need to do a better job to attract more talent in here. And why not document it? Like, that's one of my biggest things is I post constant content all the time on the reality of transportation. And I want to have, like, my whole thing is I just want that real side of freight. I don't want the corporate message being put out there how it's easy. No, it's not easy.
It's not easy
at all. And that's the reality piece that I bring to the table in it. And like, I still say this all the time, Zach, there is such a need for more content. We need more content because social media is not the future. It's the reality, and it's only going to expand. So why not take advantage of that?
Up to the digital world.
I agree. And that's, you know, that's the thing. It's like, there's a lot of exciting tools that are coming to market. There's a lot. I mean, as soon as the VC money starts pouring in, you know, something cool is about to happen. And that, you know, that's where we're at. Is we're like 3 years into that, because it was about 2017 is when the VC money really started pumping into freight. And now the tools that are being rolled out now are a couple of years in the making, and now it's only going to improve. And it's like, what's crazy to me is the pushback that you receive in this industry from a technology standpoint. Like, we all live on our cell phone 24/7. Like, I could go on Amazon right now and have a book delivered to me in 2 hours, but I don't want to have my electronic BOL a thing. You know what I mean?
100%. And every time you come up with some sort of new piece of technology, be it for safety, be it for efficiency, whatever it is, there's always that initial push. It's just like, it's just so reactive instead of being proactive. And it's just like, the time is here to be proactive. We need it now.
Yeah, we do. Because there's so many, it's almost like there's a perfect storm brewing.